Hello, my name is Kate Davies and I'm an independent fertility nurse consultant. I'm going to talk to you today about my top tips to boost your fertility prior to IVF and IUI. So number one, I always talk about getting IVF ready. So this is a time where you need to really consider having a healthy lifestyle and perhaps making some healthy lifestyle choices. So for example, not smoking, reducing alcohol and ideally stopping. And this is particularly for women, but also for men. For men, reducing alcohol and not binge drinking is quite crucial to get really good quality sperm. The other things you might want to think about are having good nutrition, feeding your body with good foods, good protein sources. Protein is your building block for good egg and good sperm health. So where you can think about good protein sources is great. Also lots of fruit and vegetables, whole grains, lots of fluids. All of those things are vitally important. You might also want to think about exercise, and also if you're a little bit overweight, reducing your weight if you can, as this can help also optimize your fertility. Another thing to think about, my other top tip, is to think about reducing toxins. We don't talk about toxins very much, but they're so important when it comes to fertility. That said, you've probably heard about plastics and how the toxin BPA can really impact on fertility and our general health. It also increases our risk of breast cancer. So thinking about what plastics you have at home. Do you take your food to work in a plastic Tupperware? Do you use cling film, particularly when you're cooking in the microwave? Do you store your food in plastic containers? So it's time to really think about making some changes. Could you use a metal container to take your food to work? A stainless steel? Could you use glassware to cook in the microwave and to store your food and ditch the cling film? So those are some things to think about. The other things to think about when it comes to toxins are parabens. So parabens are present in all of our beauty products, shampoos, conditioners, nail varnish, makeup, body lotion. And our skin is our biggest organ. We don't really think or pay much attention to what we put on our skin, but it's vital. Really important. So reducing a toxin by perhaps looking at buying more organic beauty products where you can. And I'm not suggesting that you go out and throw everything away now. That would be way too expensive. But actually do a little audit of your home, of your beauty products. What do you have that has parabens in? How could you buy, and you can easily buy these days, paraben-free beauty products? And just look at what you need to change. And next time you need to buy more, switch it over. That's one thing that I would really recommend. My third top tip is to choose the right supplements for you. I'm not a big fan of women taking lots and lots of supplements, particularly where there isn't the evidence to support those use. What we do know is that for every woman trying to conceive, you should be taking folic acid. This is to boost your maternal folate levels. And that's very important when it comes to conceiving and during pregnancy. And the other thing is vitamin D. That's really important as well. There is some evidence to suggest that if you're very deficient in vitamin D, you may struggle to conceive. There may be some other supplements that are right for you depending on your medical history and also your fertility history. So for example, if you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, there may be supplements that would be right for you to support your PCOS and optimize your fertility. So I would say get some really good advice from the right people about what supplements you should be taking. But remember, you don't need to take lots and lots. The best place to get your supplements from is actually from source, from your food. So always think about nutrients and how you can feed your body to give your body all the nutrients that you need to support fertility and to support pregnancy going forward. My final top tip for going through IVF and IUI is to develop your support strategy. Now, this shouldn't just be one thing. I think it's really important to think about lots of different types of support in your support strategy. Now, this could be that you have support from family and friends, which is vital. It's so good to talk, but it might be mindful to be thinking that actually family and friends do come with their own agenda as well. So to balance that out, you might want to look at professional support through either fertility coaching or counselling. See where else you can get support and advice. There's fantastic fertility books, and I've talked about some of those in another video that you might want to go and check out. And also podcasts, and this is where I can give a little bit of a plug, if you don't mind, for my own podcast, the Fertility Podcast. The Fertility Podcast has been going for 8 years, and we have so much great information and content on there, and our back catalogue is huge from A to Z of fertility. And nobody knows you're listening to a podcast. You've got it in your ears and you can just enjoy the podcast when you're on a dog walk or when you're commuting, whatever works for you. There are great fertility podcasts out there. The fertility podcast isn't the only one. There are many, and it might be that you can find different ones for whatever you need at that point in your fertility journey. But I hope that that's been useful, and I wish you all the very best on your IVF or IUI journey going forward. Best of luck.